Take a breath. Feel the air fill your lungs and release again. You are alive. You are real. Feel your bubbly insides and experience the world around you. You are here. Or are you? This seemingly stupid thought brings up an existential theory that many physicists and philosophers alike agree with. You may be living in a simulation. The history of simulated worlds has existed for years in sci-fi entertainment, but no one took it seriously until Nick Bostrom published a paper titled, "Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?" In said essay, he states that we are almost certainly living in a simulation because of the highly likely chance of enormous amounts of computing power that will be available to us in the far future. And while Nick earned much appreciation from many philosophers and physicists alike, he also earned ridicule from peers, and who can blame them? In Nick's paper, he even states himself that a computer capable of simulating brains for a human civilization with the humans living up to 50 years would need to handle 1,000,000 trillion operations per second. That is more operations than there are stars in the observable universe. That sounds impossible, right? There's no way with any amount of time we could reach that stage in technology. Who knows? In 1,000 years, the human race might have already died out. But perhaps we might not be the creators, but instead its subjects. Think about it. Any paranormal or illogical phenomenon could be explained under this theory as just a glitch in the system. But it doesn't even have to get as complex as that. In order to fool inhabitants in a simulation, you only need to create what subjects are allowed to interact with. Why waste time making thousands of stars when it could just be a hologram? How can we prove that the chair you're sitting on right now isn't just an outer shell? The argument lies within the 5 principles that Nick proposed in his acclaimed essay. 1. It is possible to create consciousness. No one really knows what makes us conscious and self-aware, but many assume that we can achieve this by building a brain, which, like previous stated, would be extremely hard. 2. Technology will never stop advancing. There truly is a possibility of any of this happening. 3. Future civilizations do not grow so advanced that they destroy themselves. 4. Post-humans with godlike knowledge are willing to run simulations. Even though as humans now find the idea fascinating, it is arrogant to assume we know what such futuristic beings would want. 5. If one simulation exists, the chances of you existing in one is highly likely. Because of how fickle life is, it seems impossible that there will be a culture able to fit all requirements. Despite that, the theory has still gained the following of esteemed scientists such as Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, and Neil deGrasse Tyson. It all truly depends on it. This may seem horrifying to some, and for that I cannot blame them. If we were to learn that everything we've experienced was fabricated, how many people would continue living their lives to the fullest? How many would grow complacent? Any number would be devastating. I, however, find peace in the idea that if we were simulated, it would be for the better. All violence in the world we live in now would become at ease because it never existed. We as humans no longer have to worry about being useless, but instead can thrive in the fact that we've been created for a direct purpose. Whether that is for science or entertainment does not matter. And that if your life, as it is now, is less than satisfactory, you may rely on the millions of other worlds, the millions of possibilities.